I welcome you here, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, on yet another observance of International World Food Day. As we are well aware, World Food Day is a creature of the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization. It is organized annually to bring awareness to how our changing planet affects food production and distribution. Ladies and gentlemen, this year, related events all over the world will explore several pressing topics, such as how agriculture needs to adapt to climate change and to migration effects of food security. Ladies and gentlemen, as we ponder upon this year's theme, our actions, our future, we think about the lofty goal of zero hunger. And it is comforting to know that a zero hunger generation is not just about sloganeering. Because whilst the situation of food poverty and hunger is not as acute in St. Lucia as it is in some other countries and regions of the world, we are still quite far from achieving this lofty ideal of zero hunger locally. We have made some gains, but the need has never been greater for us as a nation to build on these gains even as we ward off traditional and emerging forces that threaten to erode our gains and stymie our future progress. Action is needed on all fronts against these pernicious forces, be they natural or man-made, be they the threats from climate change or those that emanate from the deficient policy and institutional arrangements. We need, ladies and gentlemen, transformative change internationally and locally if we are going to build a zero hunger generation. And by transformative change, I am referring primarily to the eradication of attitudes as well as institutional arrangements that lead to the degradation of the very environment on which we depend. So even as policymakers attempt to craft the required national policies and governments seek to form the necessary international coalitions to fight the haunting specter of an environment degraded beyond return, the extension staff of our Department of Agriculture must work to spread among the farmers and the fishers the gospel of sustainability in the use of our terrestrial and marine resources. They must, in that regard, positively influence our farmers and fishers. If we degrade the environment today, we will not have it tomorrow, or at least a large part of its benefits. And that's a key message. Addressing food and nutrition insecurity, and in fact achieving zero hunger, is no fancy ideation. It is an absolute imperative. From a human rights perspective, we have an obligation to provide for all our citizens the freedom from hunger. But even from a laissez-faire economic standpoint, no economy can realize its full potential if its pool of labor is gripped by hunger and malnutrition, conditions that make for low labor productivity and as such dismal economic growth. The Department of Agriculture knows and accepts its role, and this is why we continue to work tirelessly to address some of the most worrying issues alluded to here. Some of these initiatives include the pursuit of a land bank project to ensure that more lands remain in agricultural use, farmer field schools to build capacity of farmers and to improve the approaches to farming to make it more sustainable, promoting, monitoring, and reinforcing good agricultural practices, reviewing with a view to revising legislation pertaining to use of agrochemicals, programs to assist and encourage youth participation in agriculture, and, of course, a soon-to-be-commissioned diagnostic lab to assist in the adoption of more scientific approaches to the way we do agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, we are standing at a very interesting juncture in our evolution, and today provides as good an opportunity as any for sober reflection on our people's access to the food and nutrition that are so indispensable to our sustenance. On behalf of the Department of Agriculture, Fisheries, Natural Resources, and Cooperatives, I would like to welcome one and all to this event today in observance of International World Food Day. I hope you do not only have a sobering day, a reflective day, but also an immensely enjoyable day. partaking of the many delights that the day promises. I thank you very much.
Today, we mark the occasion of World Food Day as dedicated on 16th October annually under the theme, Our Actions Are Our Future, a Zero Hunger World by 2030 if possible. It is a day of action devoted to tackling global hunger. We recognize this important event at this time in our development with alarming concerns about managing our own food security. Statistics from the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, informs with undisputed clarity that not everyone in the world has enough nutritious food, and that over 800 million people are chronically food insecure and malnourished. Some of the key reasons associated with that are conflict, climate change, and poverty. As a matter of priority, this government continues to act with urgent haste to invest in agriculture and food security to help our people thrive and strive. We remain focused as a nation and a region on the realization that we must pay close attention to the deep issues of food security and production, as it is vital to our survival and development. With the exception of perhaps Haiti, the sensationalized and dramatic incidents of food shortages and hunger seen in parts of Asia and sub-Saharan Africa must not allow us to be unattentive or absent-minded to the fierce challenges of food security in our Caribbean backyard. Ladies and gentlemen, observers have commented that it is this which has perhaps led to an underestimation of the problem of food insecurity in the region and a complacent attitude. Experts in the areas of food management have pointed out clearly that the estrangement of Caribbean populations from the traditional foods and diets and a movement toward North American-style fast food diets and disruptions in the economic base and livelihoods in Caribbean rural communities now places us in a situation which requires the revitalization of sustainable local food production systems. Mr. Erwin LaRocque, our current Secretary General of the Caribbean Community, when he was CARICOM's Secretariat's Assistant Secretary General for Regional Trade and Economic Integration, underscored two pressing regional food security issues. First, he made reference to the impact of international developments on our domestic food production and food security in the Caribbean. That is, on the Caribbean's ability to be self-sufficient in food production and internationally competitive to afford necessary imports. Second, he stressed the need to address food security issues in the context of the Millennium Development Goals and stressed that the region's dependence on imported food made it vulnerable and noted the high increase in diet-related diseases. What does this tell us, ladies and gentlemen? With our food import bill in the region amounting to US $4 billion annually, and right here in St. Lucia, our annual food import bill is approximately EC $360 million or US $140 million annually. It sharpens our knives to accept speedily to cut such high food imports and to develop our agricultural systems with sufficient diversity to accelerate added value through agro-processing. As a government, with passion and focus on agriculture, we understand in simple terms that food means health, security, and opportunity. This translates to the opportunity to, one, support our farmers through capacity building with inputs, agricultural insurance, and adaptation to climate change through the empowering of rural groups and individuals. Increase livelihoods through the utilization of local resources, and that is fresh local produce and forest products. Increased production, thereby increasing employment and production of processed commodities. Ladies and gentlemen, our commitment as a government embraces boldly the right to safe, hygienic, and nutritious food as a basic necessity for all humans. It is through investment in agriculture, as this government is committed to, which will ensure that our potential to support development and build the resilience of our people and communities is achieved. Hence, we are moving steadfastly in a calculated and serious manner on the ground for long-term recovery and inclusive, sustainable growth within the agricultural sector. In this way, we seek to strengthen food security and in the process, promote and sustain healthy lifestyles and diets, which will also decrease on the high incidence of non-communicable diseases, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, strokes, and the like, which are also impacting our health bill adversely. It is through our ability to make available processed commodities for local and export markets, work towards reduction in the food import bill, and promote the consumption of healthy products that we can guarantee a sustainable path to our growth and development. As I conclude, I wish to remind us all that we must put our shoulders to the wheel. Government, farmers and farmer organizations, private sector and citizens, if we are to achieve development that is sustainable. It most definitely demands our energies and requires human ingenuity of our most important resource, our people. Former UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon reminds us that sustainable development is the pathway to the future we want for all. It offers a framework to generate economic growth, achieve social justice, environmental stewardship, and strengthen governance. The transmission gear of our advancement as a nation, ladies and gentlemen, can only move forward through diligent actions and passionate commitment, which can only be derived from our sacrifice, toil, and consistent thrust onwards as we focus on securing a healthier nation, secure in its food supply, and poised to live healthier. I want to wish everyone a happy and successful World Food Day 2018. I thank you.
On this celebration of World Food Day here at Fodder, the Ayanola project is showcasing our land use plan, the proposed land use plan for the Ayanola region with an emphasis on the policy areas that have been designated. Of course, in keeping with the World Food Day theme, we're paying particular attention to the areas designated for agricultural use, which will in large measure increase the island in not just enhancing our food security, but also increasing our food production.
my main thing here today is to market my product. And I also do a sale on my product and I do tasting. This activity is a great activity. I feel once the weather permits and the people come, I think everybody will leave here with something good in mind with what St. Lucians do. And to let people know that what we can do and where they can find our products if they need it.
Love the layout. The environment is nice. You get to sample all the locally made craft. I saw lots of local products, lots of local crafts, lots of local food. Like I've never, as a Lucian, I've never seen before on this large of a scale. Like I had this, for example, I had something called the dashing from Accra or something. So it was really nice. 80% Mikud dark chocolate. It's really nice, local, made in St. Lucia, original flavor, nice and sweet, and has all our ancestors in it. You could feel the Lucian in this chocolate.
First thing I would like to see is some structure built where when you walk in there, everything in the building is just Lucia and local products manufactured by Lucians. I would like to see that we can take the tourists in there and tell them that's all local. I think our people would enjoy going to it because we have so many of our people that are out of the state, and when they come back they would like to see how much we have improved ourselves from where they left it. And I think that would be the perfect opportunity to come and see what we have done with our Lucia products.
Caribbean grain is exactly the definition of future. And the definition of future is, first of all, we are not here only to sell flour, but we're here to educate. And I am actually employed by Caribbean Grain, and they pay a lot of money to bring me from overseas to actually teach St. Lucian not only to use the product, but to actually have a product that has added value for our tourism industry. And we all, by force, working for the tourism industry, because the Caribbean, by all means, is just tourism.
Further, and I could see a lot different because I came here today. I'm doing the massage, but I have the back massage. If you want to take a back massage or foot massage, I have the machine there. But I don't have the bed today because I didn't have the place proper so that I can do the back massage for people. But I have the machine, you could use it. And the Frances Rub has done very well in St. Lucia. And I'm trying to see if I can go further with it. And it's doing very, very, very good.
I think we need more of that kind of atmosphere where we, the Lucians, could come together and we can explore the things that are available among us. But I don't think the opportunity is well planned that we can all come together and share local products.
I love the local touch, and I know it's Caribbean. It's actually your what is it?
Creole Month.
Creole Month, sorry. The Creole Month celebration. And I love all I see. Everybody is very serious of what they're doing. Nice little stall. The food smells fantastic. I love food. I'm a foodie. And the rest of it, I discovered a lot of new things that I don't have in St. Vincent, my home.
I got an opportunity to come here. Last year I was here and it was rain, but today we have a nice sunshine. And I can tell you it's well done. Ministry of Agriculture is doing a very good job. And I can tell you, if you're not in Florida today, you'll miss a lot because very nice things, different local product we have inside of it. So you need to come along to see what's going on.